And we are back here on the Falcon Spotlight. Now, at this time, I'd like my guests to please introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Linda Lacy, President, Superintendent, Cerritos College.
And I'm Leonard Shryock. I'm the mayor of the city of Norwalk.
Hello, and I'm Aldemar Sanchez, Senate Pro Tempore for the Student Senate.
And I'm Janet Parga. I am the Student Senate Clerk.
Perfect. Now, tell me about your roles here at Cerritos or Norwalk City.
Well, as the mayor, really our role as elected officials is to create policy that the staff will fulfill. And really our role is not to implement policy, but to make sure and hold our staff accountable that they are in fact implementing what we would like to have them implement.
Hi, Rob. As the President Superintendent, my role is to oversee all of the workings of the college. I have a wonderful, dedicated staff, faculty that help implement the mission of the college. And as you know, we have a joint mission for the college. And of course, student success is our primary goal and value. And through that, we want to make sure students complete their educational goals, whatever those might be, whether it's obtaining a degree, a certificate, transferring to a four-year university, or perhaps even just coming back from the workforce to take a class in computers or something else that's going to help prepare them in their current job.
My job here at Cerritos, well, technically as a student senator, is to pretty much help our student government reach its full potential by getting our senators or getting students to get involved within Cerritos College or within the community, whether it be through student government clubs or their own academic department.
And my job's pretty simple. I attend every Senate meeting and I take notes of any comments made by the senators, anyone present, the public, just to post it up as the minutes so the public can have access to those minutes and see what's been going on in our Senate meetings.
Perfect. No, I thought it would be a great idea to to have our students here as well, interact with our leaders here. I like them to ask anything they would like as well, whatever you would want. Do you have anything?
Not that I could think of right now. Let me see.
Well, while Aldemar is thinking,
Okay.
I'll tell you, during the break, we were having a conversation and talking about where he's going to be transferring in the fall. And as the president, that's always a wonderful story to hear of where our student successes. And, Aldemar and Janet have been integral parts of the leadership, the student leadership at the college. So it's always nice for us to hear the stories. Sometimes when the day gets a little tough with some of the issues and conflicts we have to deal with, we go out and talk to the students and it puts a smile on our face.
Absolutely, and I might add that I am a Cerritos College alum, and this community college is one of the premier community colleges in the whole country, let alone the state, and we are proud to have the Cerritos College educational institution of higher learning here in the city of Norwalk. And we understand that they play an integral role in all the ways that Dr. Lacy had mentioned earlier. So being a Cerritos College Falcon, I'm very, very proud and honored to be here today.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to continuing this right now after these public service announcements.
People don't much listen to the radio on the radio anymore. They listen on their desktops, they listen on their laptops, they listen on their tablets, and mostly they listen on their cell phones. You can hear WPMD on great streaming sites like TuneIn and Streema and Radio Shaker. And now you can listen to the place where people make a difference on our new WPMD app. It's free and ready for you to download. Just go to appcatch.com. That's appcatch.com. Search for WPMD, then hit launch, and you're with us. It'll work on your iPhone, your Android, your BlackBerry, your iPad. You can take WPMD with you wherever you go, whenever you go. The WPMD app. One more reason why WPMD on the net is the place where people make a difference.
The Oldies Jukebox is back on WPMD.
Every night at 9 Pacific.
Bringing you music you haven't heard for years.
In a way, you've never heard it.
6 decades of rock and roll packed into 1 hour.
The smallest hits from the biggest names.
The all-time greats and the one-time wonders.
From C&W to R&B.
From MOR to AOR.
To good old rock and roll.
If you heard it then, you'll hear it now.
On the Oldies Jukebox.
Every night at 9 Pacific.
On WPMD on the net.
Where people make a difference.
Living with diabetes is not easy. It's common to feel overwhelmed, sad, or angry. If you're at risk of type 2 diabetes, you may also be struggling with trying to prevent or delay the onset of the disease. Even if you know what to do to improve your health, figuring out how to do it and fitting it into your daily routine can be a big challenge. That's why it's important to make a plan to help you manage your diabetes or the steps to prevent it. Learn how to make a plan and set goals that will work for you. Visit yourdiabetesinfo.org. That's yourdiabetesinfo.org. Learn more and to get started on making your plan.
It's Thursday night and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to the Falcon Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Rob JF, here at Cerritos College, located in Norwalk, California. And I'm back here with my guests.
So, Dr. Lacy, I have a question. You probably heard talks about a potential 16-week courses being implemented here at Cerritos College. If that were to pass through, do you know approximately when they would go into effect?
Well, first let me say that I'm in support of the 16-week calendar. My former institution, Riverside Community College District, was about the third college to adopt that structure many years ago. And it's very beneficial for our students in that it gives them another term to actually possibly take classes that they need to do to catch up in certain areas. So I'm in favor of it. The issue is that it is a scheduling issue, and the computers have to be, first you have to realign all your courses and start and end times, so that's pretty major. Then you have to find room availability. It seems kind of a small thing, but instead of being in class 50 minutes, you're actually in class 61 minutes. And so all your traditional scheduling has to be redone. And all the computers have to be programmed. So the massive number of courses that we have, the thousands of courses we offer each year, have to be redone. And there's issues with some of the labs with especially the science labs. So it's not a real easy task. It usually takes about a year for a conversion to happen. But if it was adopted, I would say within a year's time, you would be able to make the changes, program, and then obviously publish the courses for the students to be able to enroll in.
Yeah.
So that's about the time frame you're looking at.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question for both of you. What implementations are you guys planning to do this year, or any incoming event or activity that you guys are planning on implementing this year?
Well, in terms of the city and in the college working together?
Any in the city or the college, either.
Well, right now we're gearing up in the city of Norwalk. We're gearing up for the summer, so we have a huge recreational program. And one of the activities that happens, while not under the auspices of recreation entirely, we do the Relay for Life here on the Cerritos campus, and that's a fantastic event that happens every year. A lot of money is raised for the fight against cancer, and so the parks are going to be open longer. We're going to be doing all kinds of things at the Arts and Sports Complex, a lot of art programs. I'm really very proud of our recreation program, and we have a lot of kids that went to Cerritos that are on our staff, and so we're very, very, very pleased when that happens, because when they're trained here, they're trained really, really well.
Well, as the students are preparing for their finals, which is right around the corner, remember to study.
Yeah.
One of the things, we're what we call sprinting to the finish line. And we have our strategic planning retreat for May 8th, and that's where we assess all of the things we've done throughout the year. We re-look at things and develop new goals and objectives for the incoming year. Again, we're stressing completion, and we're very proud of a lot of the initiatives, especially with the Norwalk La Mirada area, that we've been doing to help our students when they're in high school coming to the college. We've been out there assessing our students when they're in high school. We've been meeting with the parents to talk about the importance of the assessment test, with the importance of getting their information in early, getting their financial aid in place. And it's really working. Our students that are taking the pre-assessment test are assessing at a higher rate. So it literally could save students maybe 1 or 2 semesters in that they place higher in English and math courses. So we're very excited about all those initiatives. And of course, graduation's right around the corner, one of my very favorite events. And then, as you know, June 30th will be my last day at the college. So I'll be saying goodbye, except I'm sure I'm going to come back for a couple of the groundbreakings for some of the fabulous buildings that we are putting up at the campus. Thanks very much to our community for their support of this. If you look on the campus now, it actually looks like a college campus. And,
beautiful, yeah.
And it's a wonderful learning environment for our students, and we never can stop saying thank you to our community for their support of that.
Perfect. And so what are your goals right now? How does it feel to be retiring? You've been here and you've dedicated so much hard work here. It's like an emotional thing, to be attached, right?
It's very emotional. Yes, I'm completing my 6th year here at Cerritos College, and I always I made a statement at our Hall of Fame event. I was at Riverside Community College District for 23 years, and I said I came as a tiger, but I'm leaving as a falcon. And of course, you have a lot of strong emotional ties. This is a wonderful college, surrounded by wonderful communities. I was recently the Grand Marshal in Hawaiian Gardens Parade.
Awesome.
And you have those type of things that occur all the time, and you cannot have those strong connections. But again, it'll always have a fond place in my heart. And you just want to look at a place and say, did I make a difference? And, I hope that I leave it a better place than I came. And 41 years in education, long time. I started out in K-12 as a biology instructor and was a principal at a high school in Oklahoma. And so it's been a great educational career. I love education, obviously, to dedicate that much time. But it's really looking in the faces of the students that you see all the time and see that they have so many hopes and aspirations, and in your own little way you feel maybe you've been a part of it. So that's the greatest reward you can have for being in education.
So will there be a way, for students, to, email you or something, whatever they want, like a recommendation or anything?
Absolutely. As a retiree, I get to keep my email address, so keep the address handy.
Or send you a Hawaii shirt.
That's right. Or invite me to visit.
Yeah.
Better yet.
Perfect. And
So I have a comment. It's obviously like not a question, but Dr. Lacy, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done in your time here at Cerritos, and I've worked with you and then some of the other administrators. Your help so much with the GO bond and obviously helping the students kind of help push towards passing that. You've done so much, and I have like no other words but to say thank you.
Thank you, Janet. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd just like to add that from Supervisor Kanabe to my city manager, Mike Egan, to our interim superintendent, Ginger Shattuck, everybody speaks so highly of you, Dr. Lacy. I grew up here in Norwalk, and Cerritos College looked the same for a long, long, long time. You popped on the scene, and you quarterbacked quite a remarkable makeover for our community, and you're absolutely right. It does look more like a college, and it says worlds to the community that this is a valuable resource here, and we thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You bet.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, like last year was very hard being a student in clubs and then vice president, and it was so hard. And every time, like, I would be like venting to Janet, like, oh, how hard this is. And then we'll see you, Dr. Lacy, and you just like make us smile and like bring our hopes back up. Like, oh, we could keep going. Like, finals are coming around. She was just like, be like, oh, it's good. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, finals, yes, I can do it now. So, I mean, you helped us out a lot, always keeping our spirits up. Student government was awesome last year. You just helping us out with everything. I mean, when we found out that you're retiring, it just, I got so sad. I'm like, oh no, like if I'm here for another year, she's not gonna be here, but we're going out together, so that's awesome. But yeah, like, thank you so much for like everything you've done. My Cerritos College experience wouldn't have been the same if you weren't here. So thank you so much.
You've been a wonderful student leader.
That's great.
Yes, definitely, Dr. Lacy. We definitely thank you, for all your hard work and dedication, all the service that you have done here. I know that, let's see, it's almost 2:30. I know that Aldemar and Janet, you guys had another
we have
commitment.
Some homework assignment to do.
Sorry, I'm going to transition real quick to some public service announcement, but I definitely want to, thank you guys also for joining us.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
You bet.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to the Cat Show. Up next, we have Nico. Nico is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right. A group known especially for their sunspot sleeping, ball chasing, leg rubbing, couch purring, bed leaping, and of course, companionship.
Wonderful. And what breed would you say Nico is?
I'd have to go with a tabbyish Persian kind of mix.
Tremendous cat.
I'd also like to point out her coat's wonderful mix of colors. Is it black, gray, black, brown?
Somewhere in between.
Indeed.
It's always special when we get to see a cat like this.
Just look how she struts.
It's like she owns the place.
And how she's so incredibly cute in her indifference to commands.
A strong-willed feline.
Ah, and see how she curls up and cuddles her person.
The pitch on her purring is simply perfect.
Nice one.
I know. Fantastic cat.
Fantastic indeed. But really the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Nico is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
WPMD can help you save money. Next time you want to go shop online, go to our website first, WPMDonthenet.com. That's WPMDonthenet.com. Click on the Amazon.com button, and that'll take you to Amazon.com. And you can take advantage of all the great deals you can find there. WPMD and Cerritos College Foundation will receive a percentage of what you spend, and it won't cost you anything extra. It's a great way to support the place where people make a difference, and to find the best deals on the net. thanks for being a smart shopper and for helping out the voice of Cerritos College WPMD.
People don't much listen to the radio on the radio anymore. They listen on their desktops, they listen on their laptops, they listen on their tablets, and mostly they listen on their cell phones. You can hear WPMD on great streaming sites like TuneIn and Streama and Radio Shaker, and now you can listen to the place where people make a difference on a new WPMD app. It's free and ready for you to download. Just go to appcatch.com, that's appcatch.com, search for WPMD, then hit launch, and you're with us. It'll work on your iPhone, your Android, your BlackBerry, your iPad. You can take WPMD with you wherever you go, whenever you go. The WPMD app. One more reason why WPMD on the net is the place where people make a difference.
And welcome back to the Falcon Spotlight here at WPMD Studios, located in Norwalk, California, Cerritos College. And we are back here with my guests, the mayor of Norwalk and the president of Cerritos College. Now, I was looking through the bios that the both of you have online, and I found it interesting how you guys have been part of the K-12 system. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, yeah. I've been a teacher since, I started full-time as a teacher in the school 94-95 school year, and I did 1 year of junior high, and then I moved on to high school. I taught 6 years at Frontier Continuation High School in Whittier Union District, where I really learned how to manage a classroom. I spent 3 years teaching at La Puente High School in Hacienda La Puente District. Then I came back home and worked for about 5 years as the AP assistant principal at Norwalk High School. And now I'm in the classroom at La Mirada High School. I've been there for 6 years and absolutely love going to school every day. I teach math and geometry. So it's been really good. I was just mentioning with Dr. Lacy how she brings a credibility to what she's talking about that you can only bring when you have experience at the very, very very beginning all the way up to the college level. So very, very happy in my career choice. It took a little while to get there, but Cerritos College was instrumental in helping me make a career choice. And I've been very pleased.
Like a lot of college students, when I first graduated, I wasn't real sure what I wanted to do. I had the ability to work in corrective therapy at the VA hospital also. But I had my my teaching credential, so I actually started out substitute teaching, and I'm quite a bit older than the mayor, but I started out substitute teaching in 1974 at Mustang High School, which turned into a permanent position. So within 3 weeks, they offered me the permanent position at the high school. I served as a biology instructor and did some coaching for the women's teams for 10 years. And then I became the assistant principal at the high school for 2. And at that time, I was finishing my doctoral degree in higher ed administration. So I decided to dabble in that for a bit. I applied at Riverside Community College District, and again, I was there for 23 years and now completing at Cerritos for 6 years. So I found my love when I started teaching, and I never left education.
Excellent. And I also noticed that both of you had an interesting accolade. Well, the mayor, you had a top 10 in high school?
Oh, yeah. I went to high school at right down the street at Excelsior High School, which is now the home of our adult school in the district. And it was really interesting. I graduated high school when I was very young. I was 16 years old. I was the only boy in the top 10. Had some really, really smart girls. Nine, and I think I was number 10. Yeah, that's always been, my mom was really, really proud. So that's something I always kind of, in honor of her, I always kind of mention in my bios. And so it was very good. And then took a few classes at Cerritos early on, went to UCLA for 1 year and really got academically beat up because I wasn't really, really ready yet. Came back here and started studying and developed my my abilities as a student, and then went on to finish at Cal State Long Beach and went on from there.
And then Dr. Lacy, I had noticed I'm not sure how to pronounce this correctly. I think it was called summa cum
Summa
laude.
cum laude,
Can you tell me about that?
It's the highest honor you can receive during your doctoral and master's program, and it just means you got all A's.
Yeah.
So, yes, you know, it was. I think when I first started college, it was a lot of fun, and I was enjoying my experience. And then when I started the master's program, it really just started clicking, and it made sense. The courses made sense. They were a lot of small seminar type classes, and I really enjoyed it, got into it, and you know, I really developed a love for learning, and so it just kind of happened.
That's so cool.
Perfect. And I know that you know, there's a whole lot more to it here in the college that goes on as far as, you know, how the school operates with shared governance. And I was wondering, you know, can you explain the importance and the role of shared governance?
Sure. You know, the California is a little unique in that we had shared governance as an adopted policy early on, but really it's not mysterious. It basically says that the people that understand the educational system the best should have input in how the college is governed. And we have the student senate, we have the faculty senate, we have the classified staff, all that are asked to and do contribute to making recommendations to the Board of Trustees on policies and procedures that really govern the college, thus shared governance. And, you know, in its finest, it really is, it's them participating in what the college is to be.
Yeah, it's really helped me out a lot too, you know, having to, sit in a committee and, you know, watch the hard work of these faculty members as, you know, the committees, they consist of a variety of different faculty members from various subjects, or sometimes we'll have the VPs as part of the committees. Like for the semester, this academic year, I serve a year term right now as the student representative in the Student Learning Outcomes Committee and the Enrollment Management Committee. I wanted to, you know, increase my involvement. And then I started recently going to my Linwood City Council meetings to try to, you know, understand and, you know, get curious of how to get involved in a leadership role and, you know, at a city level. And I heard about how there's commissions. So I was wondering if the mayor can also explain what are commissions.
Yeah. So in the governance of the city, there are advisory bodies that are put together that advise the council on various subject areas, such as arts and public places, the Recreation Commission, Public Safety Commission, and a focus on particular areas. And they give guidance to the council from time to time, and when a particular issue comes up, they're the first people that we kind of lean on for advice, how things might impact. It sort of takes a page out of that whole shared governance model where, hey, these are the people that live in the community that are impacted by the things that the city does and does not do, and so we need to listen to them and hear what's in their best interest. And by the way, good luck. I hope you get on one of those commissions. Sounds like you're a future councilman in the making.
That's right.
Thank you. I'm trying my best. I want to try to eventually make it in one of those. I was wondering, you know, can you explain as far as Norwalk, what's the selection process? I'm not sure if it's the same for like all cities.
Well, in our city, if anybody that lives in the city can be on a commission, there's a application where they give some background information and what commission they might be interested in participating in. And then the various council members make a selection, and it's approved at a city council meeting. So it's really a matter of interest. You know, if you're interested, we'll find a place for you.
And how did you get your start into, you know, city role?
Well, I was in the, coming up through high school at Excelsior, I was in the band. I was in the Norwalk All-City Band. And so being in the band, we got a chance to go places and to see things from a slightly different perspective, behind the scenes, so to speak. And as I was observing these various events and political events, because we play for openings of Little League, we play for Fourth of July celebrations, we'd play for, and they used to be held here at the Cerritos College many years ago, and various activities, civic activities that we would be a part of. I got a chance to see how critical good policy making decision makers are, and I sort of always wanted to try my hand on it. So I got it when I got elected to the city council in 2011. It was sort of a like you, sort of a boyhood, young manhood dream come true. I think you're either cut out for it, public service, or you're not. One of the most painful fits is trying to do public service and you're really, really not interested in benefiting others.
And just recently, right now, since right now the commissions are full, I've tried to get involved with Block Watch as a start. I was told it's a good
It's awesome.
leadership role. Can you tell me about your Block Watch here?
So we have we made a specific effort to have neighborhoods get together. So we've had hundreds and hundreds of neighborhood watch meetings sponsored by the city. And you know what I've noticed is that people have been living together or living side by side on the same street, and they don't know each other's name and number anymore. It's sort of different from at least when I was growing up. And so we're trying to strengthen those relationships, to watch out for each other, to get in the habit of, if you see something, say something, that kind of thing. And I think it's been paying off because our crime rate is at a 10-year low, and that's a significant part about that. So, and Dr. Lacy could testify that the more communication, the better.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I noticed one of the interesting things also about when I was looking through your bio, how it mentioned that you went here to Cerritos College, you had Musician of the Year.
Yeah, 1985. Some of the finest teachers here. Dr. Urjavik, I think he's retired now. Tremendous clinician, tremendous player. Taught me a lot about life, taught me a lot about practice, the discipline of practice. I also had later on, I had a great, I think he's still teaching here, an accounting teacher by the name of Mike Farina, fantastic teacher. He had just come on from the private sector. I think he's the department chair, last I checked, but those are two people that really impacted me here at Cerritos College.
Cool, and actually, just recently now, the drumline has been more out there lately. I was wondering if Dr. Lacy can tell us about our music program at the moment.
Well, David Betancourt, he's just an inspiration to all. We have a fabulous music department from head to start, but, he had the idea of, he's out there at all the football games. He dedicates his whole weekend to these type of things, but the drum line is something that he wanted to really create because it creates spirit and enthusiasm, and it's great when they come out to the student events and perform. They draw attention to the event, obviously, but also they've got some very talented young men and women in those programs. So, it's just something that David has really spurred on as his kind of new baby. And thank you to the students to help fund that.
Absolutely.
And I always ask my guests this question. What was your goal for this year?
You want to go ahead first, Dr. Lacy?
Sure.
Thank you.
I had several, but one of the things that really wanted to focus on, when I first came to Cerritos College, they said, "What's your vision?" And I said, well, my vision is to be a leader in student success in the nation. And Cerritos College has certainly put in place many, many programs, but we understand that education across the nation has a lot to do. We've got a lot of work cut out before us. So then my focus was, let's as a team identify things that we know we can fix. And when we talk about our completion agenda, that's exactly what we're doing. So we wanted to try to identify where we're losing students, what are the barriers for students, and let's see if we can start at that level and eliminate as many barriers as possible. So again, the goal is, it's not my goal, it's our institution's goal to help students complete. Our Student Honor Society got very involved with their completion agenda and the completion pledge cards. They've been wonderful out just getting the word across from student to student and mentor to mentee. So I think that's kind of going to be the new buzzword at Cerritos College, and of course that was all of our goal and focus to help student success through completion.
Oh, that's very good. There's something very powerful about building on your success. So when you complete something, that's success. And then you want to build on it some more. For me, I just became the mayor about a month and a half ago. And so our goal, my goal, our team's goal is to follow what we've created. It's a 2020 strategic plan. And on this plan, we brought together all the staff members, community members for input. And we've created some major strategy agenda areas that we want to focus on, primarily public safety, and that's where the neighborhood watch meetings and the business watch meetings come into play. Economic development, which is so critical for our community, because the people in our community's incomes will not increase unless they have opportunities for training and education, and this is where Cerritos College is so critical to our well-being as a community. And then customer service, and those really are our main pushes. And personally, I've finished 2 years of a doctoral program at Cal State Fullerton in educational leadership, and I have to write a dissertation, which has sort of stalled on me. So I need to get back on there, and I think I need about another year to knock that out. But those are my personal agenda for this next year. But thank you for asking.
Excellent. And Dr. Lacy, again, we want to thank you for your service. And, I as soon as I had, I figured you'd be, having so many things, obviously as president, you have so many things going on. And I remember I was so excited to try to make sure that as soon as I heard also about how you won Woman of the Year, I wanted to make sure I can schedule you to be on the show. And then I was like, I'm going to schedule it way further so that I can, plan and think, and then eventually I heard, now that I had gotten involved, with my city, I'm like, wait a minute, what about for here, for Norwalk? You just got Woman of the Year, and it'd be perfect to get the mayor here. And, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Woman of the Year nomination.
Congratulations on that.
The Assemblywoman Christina Garcia has that award that she does every year. And some of my staff and, of course, one of our board members, Bob Arthur, nominated me for that. And then Assemblywoman Garcia's staff, I think, do the selection process. And, of course, it was a very unexpected and wonderful honor. We had a very nice luncheon. The city, of course, Norwalk was represented. And, it was a great honor, and I was very humbled by it. So, it was a wonderful event, especially to end up the year.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Excellent. And I also heard about an event that I don't know if it's once a year or how often it is, but I know that our mayor in Linwood had mentioned something about all the mayors got to go to Washington.
You know what? There's an annual mayor's conference, and I'm not sure if my schedule will allow me to participate in that this year, but anytime that you can get together and share what the concerns are with not just the federal officials, but also people that are sharing the same position as you is very beneficial. So now I probably will not be able to attend, but am sort of wishing I would be able to go, but my schedule won't allow this year.
And also, I was wondering, can you remind us when the city council?
Oh, yes. So we have our council meetings on the first and third Tuesday of the month, and they begin at 6 o'clock. And we'd love to have as many people who are interested to please come and see how local government operates in action.
Also, the selection process, like picking council members and the selection process of how one becomes vice mayor and mayor, how does that work?
Yes, so we operate in a city manager form of government. So all 5 elected council members have the same authority, one vote. They have the same authority in terms of everybody has their one vote. The mayor doesn't have any more authority than any of the other council members, and it's basically rotated around. And this year was my turn in the rotation.
Perfect. And vice mayor?
Yes, vice mayor is basically, there are a few perks for being the mayor. You get invited to be on great shows like this one. You're sort of the community spokesperson in terms of the press is the first, goes to the mayor first. Letters of support in terms of legislation and that kind of thing. And you do have some authority in terms of setting the agenda for any given meeting within reason. And the vice mayor's role is to basically stand in for the mayor whenever the mayor cannot make it.
And the council picks vice mayor, or?
Yeah, it sort of goes in the rotation. Unofficially for us, it's sort of been by how we all fit in there, or how we ended up in the election that we all participated in.
Perfect. And I it's amazing. I was looking through your, bios and the accolades that you guys have had. What tips do you have for people that want to get involved with their community?
Mm-hmm. For me, I'd say there's a great leadership person by the name of John Maxwell, and he says your agenda, your success is hidden in your daily agenda. So what you do every day really determines your overall success, and I'm sure Dr. Lacy can attest to that. And so if you're interested in helping others and serving others, just go ahead and blossom where you're at. Participate, ask questions, have a good attitude, and I really believe that you can't help but be successful.
I have been involved with student leadership programs for several years throughout my career, and the reason I think it's so important is that I talk about sometimes there's a void in leadership in the communities. And I want the students to understand what it is to dedicate themselves to service to the community. Mm-hmm. So if they begin in the college and they're dedicating themselves to their clubs or organizations and doing community service, we're developing lifelong givers to the community. And that's what's so essential. To make that next step to be a city council person is wonderful, and certainly we need that in our leadership. But they also need those guys that are out just willing to do the work and make the community stronger by volunteering for those boards and fundraising for certain events that they identify in the city. So, one of the goals for student government and all of our clubs and leadership positions is to develop lifelong community service folks.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much. We are down to our final minute. This has been really great. This is the one show especially that I was looking forward to, all these weeks, booking this like a month or more in advance. And I was like, oh, when am I going to do the show? I'm almost there. It's almost there. I was counting the days. Thank you so much. I know you guys have, usually have like a busy schedule, so many different things you have going on. But thank you very much for taking the time to be here on my show. Ladies and gentlemen, remember to tune in every Tuesday at 2 p.m. live. You could also access, through your smartphones. And, of course, recently, we launched on iTunes. And also, soon I will be uploading this on YouTube.
Thank you, Rob. I really enjoyed it, and I love being here with the mayor.
Well, the pleasure's all mine. Rob, continued success to you. Dr. Lacy, continued success to you for the rest of your life.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was fun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.